Ridiculous.
We do have another soundboard, yes?
We sure do.
Why don't we hear a little bit of it?
Hey, it's Boogie.
Hello, Boogie. It's funny you should join us because we're actually going to be talking about you.
I knew the dynamic was trust.
That's right, baby. Now you're part of the inner circle, so I'm glad you could be here with us. So the warthog
is unbelievable at sleuthing, by the way.
Oh, he's great. That's how he got the name the warthog. Also, his ferocity. He's like a truffle pig finding women to take advantage of out on the prowl. But other than that, but aside from that, I was just thinking of the story I told about him on Lauren Compton's podcast.
Yes, that was very funny.
The man's a watcher.
You just saw his face light up.
Just looking up, baseball uniforms.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. I'm getting distracted. Warthog messages me. Says there's only one episode of this, but you might want to take a look at it. And then I started clipping it. I started sending timestamps to Craig, and I realized what was happening was I wasn't cutting anything out. I was timestamping, 0 seconds to 51 seconds as one clip, then 52 seconds to a minute 19, then a minute 20 to 2.5 minutes. I realized there was nothing I was cutting out. So we might as well just listen and see how far we get. We do this from time to time here on the program, where we test you and see if you can last as long as we do on some of these shows. So I don't think we'll get through the whole thing today. But you think we might?
I've listened to 4 seconds of it, and judging by that 4 seconds, we might. This might be addicting.
All right, we'll see. So this is Storytime with Boogie, and what I've noticed is Boogie has we've learned some things about Boogie. First of all, as you might notice in the title of this video, the spelling, we didn't realize this the first time we talked about him. BOO, capital G, exclamation point, E. I don't know if that's the best branding.
So I noticed that, but I didn't. It's just like, all right, whatever.
Why? That's an exhausting way to be.
That's what I'm saying.
Why? And the exclamation point is not really even what bothers me. It's the capital G. It's one word.
I didn't even realize that. Oh yeah, if you look at the description of the show, it's typed out like that every way.
Yeah, I don't understand why. Why would the G be capitalized?
Because he's a G, dude.
I hope that's not why.
Can you think of any other?
Very well might be. Yeah, very well might be.
You think of a different reason.
So, Storytime with Boogie is a podcast that's presented in a way like, hey, gang, yet another in a long line of episodes of this thing that I'm doing. But it's the only episode. And there are posts on his Instagram where it's like, hey, it's another version of his politics show where he's talking about Black Lives Matter. But that seems to be a one-off. I mean, even when he interviewed Dan Schneider, he started with...
Hey, it's Boogie.
As if we should all know who that is.
Let's talk about the massages.
Can I say something, by the way, about that Dan Schneider interview?
Yeah. Yep.
I was wrong.
Yes.
So this is, but actually it kind of proves our point about the interview. Boogie was the worst man to have interview you if you're innocent.
Right.
Because it makes you seem so much more guilty. I finally watched all 4 parts, is it, of Quiet on Set?
Yeah. At that time, I had watched almost all of the first 2. I had a few minutes left in the second.
What we heard for years was that Dan Schneider was a pedophile. I mean, that's not even an accusation. And I know we said that. I think we did say that, to be fair, when we talked about the Dan Schneider interview. But, like, the dark parts of that documentary are entirely about Brian Peck and the other guy.
Right.
I forget his name.
The Disney guy? The Disney guy, right?
Brian Peck is the guy that went to Disney, I think.
Yeah.
But Dan Schneider, though, just like, he was kind of mean. It's like, oh, okay.
He may have enjoyed feet. A little too much. That was about
yeah, I mean, he's probably a weird guy for sure.
Yeah.
Like to have kids do like what Ariana Grande was doing, that's definitely weird. But to lump him in the same boat as child molesters seems a little harsh, I thought.
Yeah.
But and even the weird thing was like even Drake Bell was like, you know who was great to me through all of this? Dan Schneider.
Right. Exactly.
I was getting every hole filled, but one guy I could rely on, Danny S. So our apologies to Dan Snyder, but that's how bad BooG was at interviewing, is that it made him seem guilty of something.
So guilty.
So we enjoyed BooG's interviewing style. Let's now see his skills as a podcaster, because he has an ability to just tell a story. He's solo, which is very difficult. We've learned that from Chris D'Elia. That's a tough thing to do, is just talk by yourself on a microphone. But BooG, he captures the imagination.
Straight up, no cap, no gas, dead ass.
As I mentioned, we've cut nothing out. That's just how it starts.
Now, the only way I can play this, by the way, is through Apple Podcasts, because that's the only place that it's working.
Yeah, and that's being recorded on a Roadcaster, folks. If you were
It's
wondering.
being recorded on a Roadcaster. So I just want to say the precise rewinds may be difficult, just as a heads up.
Okay.
At the 15-second button.
Just telling you the facts here. I'm trying to tell you a story. I'm a different kind of storyteller. I want you to taste it, to smell it. I need you to feel the energy, magnitude of that moment. I'm an artist.
What? I'm tasting horse shit all of a sudden. What?
This doesn't seem like the same guy.
Oh, why is that?
I don't recognize this guy.
I'm a different kind of storyteller. He's very confident. You can't knock his confidence.
No, it sounds young and hip when you refer to yourself as like a cool cat.
Well, that's the crazy thing, is like his stories are from 2001. He's got to be in his mid-40s at least.
Oh, he's in his 50s. I'm willing to bet.
Yeah, it's hard to look up because of the spelling of his name, but
I paint pictures with my words. I'm a hell of an artist. You're gonna see it. I'm gonna tell you some things that are gonna be hard to believe, but remember, straight up, no cap, no gas, dead ass.
wait, he's saying that again?
Saying that again, and there's reverb, and it's annoying.
Why would you say that twice in the first 9 seconds of your podcast?
Because they'd be like, I'm not that Nickelodeon guy anymore. I'm going to say ass.
But he never was the Nickelodeon guy. No one's turning this on because the guy that sells bananas on iCarly is doing a podcast.
And that was Dan Schneider, so I guess he's not that great. Remember?
It's true.
It's story time, y'all. Ow!
This is literally the only part I had cut out was the silence for 7 seconds.
They go 7 seconds.
Family, what's happening? It's another edition of story time. Let's go.
There's not another one that exists.
There's not another episode. This was recorded 3 years ago. So like technology to make a podcast sound okay exists.
For the life of me, I couldn't find another episode. I don't know if he deleted all the others or if this is a tactic to be like to reel us in, like, oh, we must have missed something. We gotta make sure we stay tuned for all these episodes. It's maybe a marketing scheme, or this is the only one he wasn't embarrassed of. Those are the only options that I can figure out.
Right.
So there's one time in Hollywood. I had just gotten to Hollywood the fall of 2001. Now,
He's like, I'm a big Hollywood star. Like,
He is. He's a member of Hollywood.
yeah.
I just got into Hollywood.
I wish he started this with "Hey, it's Boogie." So bad.
coming from Ohio, I had met a bunch of people that had really done exceptional things in Ohio and had also moved to Los Angeles. Well, there was one person in particular that I had become good friends with in Ohio, but he and I never had each other's numbers. So
sounds like you guys were great friends.
we're real big time friends there, Mikey.
Oh, you know, my best friend in the world. Does anyone have his number? Because I can't seem to find him.
in LA,
We were really good friends. I just never thought to find his phone number or get in contact with him in any way.
Does music play the entire time?
Yes.
That's exhausting.
Well, that's how you know it's interesting.
Oh.
It's when you have to think of ways to keep people's attention, that's how you know it's a good story.
Right.
Let me tell you what I mean. So I had my boy Samaki Walker. You guys know Samaki Walker, NBA legend.
Sure, NBA legend. Yeah, we all remember Samaki Walker.
NBA legend.
NBA legend, yes.
Now, do you know who that is?
I had to look him up.
Because I don't know. If you want to tell me, that'd be nice.
He played for the Lakers in 01. So I think he won like a couple rings.
Oh, I think that's what you know what? I think of Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, Robert Horry, Samaki Walker,
Rick Fox, Derek Fisher.
The Los Angeles Lakers, right? So Samaki and I, that summer before I moved, me and Samaki had been running.
Say Samaki again.
I had been throwing a bunch of parties. Samaki was he was on his off season, and he was from Columbus. So whenever he would come home, he would always come to my events. So you can't miss him. This dude is like towering over everybody. So me and him had become cool. He would always go back to the club. I would go with him.
Me and him have become cool.
Cool.
That's how you can tell two friends. When one is talking about how much the other one likes them, you know?
Yeah.
We would kick it, laugh, giggle, bring people, throw a little after set. So I remember when I was leaving for LA, the mission was not to tell anybody. Now that's key to being an only child is you don't speak on it. You just kind of keep it moving. So I had moved out to LA, and I remember the thing was trying to figure out not only where to go, but where you can get into. And it was this place called Dublin's. Now this is at a time where I'm heavy on my stand-up comedy. Any place
Oh,
I
God.
can get
Yeah, so that was a big reveal to me. I didn't know he was a stand-up comic.
Is there footage?
We might have to find it. Not that's readily available.
I mean, he's got to have something out there.
Well, you're going to hear what a great stand-up he is, because he's trying to get into Dublin's, as you've heard. And, you know, listen, Boogie is a pretty big deal at the time. He just moved to Hollywood. Hollywood called and said, we need a stand-up. Do you know anyone? Dear Ohio.
I have a friend named Samaki. You ever heard of him?
Yeah, that was his in Hollywood, is that he knew Samaki Walker.
He had to have been the 12th man off the bench, right?
According to Boogie, he's the starting power forward. I think he mentions that.
Was he?
Which is possible. Yeah. I think when Shaq is your center, you know.
The 4 is useless.
I think you're probably all right. Yeah.
jokes, I'm with it, right? Funny. I believe that. I knew that. So they were telling me that there was this comedy night that they did at a place called Dublin's on Sunset Boulevard, hosted by a dude named Jay Davis. So me and a couple of my boys,
I know Jay Davis,
Tree and TP, we decided we were gonna go to Dublin's. Now Tree and TP had moved to Los Angeles as well from Columbus. These were my boys, my guys, my roommates at the time. So we
wasn't it the way he's trying to make everything sound interesting? Where it's like he really, like him and his friends just went to a bar called Dublin's. Mm-hmm. He's like, we were trying to roll out to Dublin's, and these are my boys, my guys, my roommates. Like, yeah, no, this is a pretty average night. It sounds like you and your friends went to a bar.
I need to hear Boogie like in the wild. Like, what's he like when the cameras aren't on?
Well, he's trying to make every syllable. He's telling you exactly what he's like. It's with such passion and gusto. I mean, we were walking, and I stepped with my right foot, and then my left, and then back to the right. As we walked in, we penetrated the doors of Dublin's. Yeah, you just walked into a bar. Okay, we got it, Boogie.
Guy there, his name was Nick. Nick was mad cool. He knew we had
mad
this guy
cool
from Columbus, Ohio.
Nick, if we know one thing about Nick, it's that he is mad cool. This is a child's book report when you're just adding as many adjectives as you can about everything.
Yeah.
Nick was a man with a lot of traits. Too many to name, in fact. But here, I'll try. He was a handsome man. He was mad cool. So now we're on our way to Dublin's. Dublin's is on 8th Avenue. And from my house, that's about 3.8 miles. Now, if you remember, GPS at the time was not as good. So we actually had to figure out our way. We used MapQuest and printed out directions to get to Dublin's. And it told us that this would take about an hour and 10 minutes walking, or it would be about a 15-minute drive. So we contemplated. Me and my roommates, my guys, my dogs.
John Ryan in the chat is telling me that BooG is 42 years old.
That's actually younger than I would have thought.
Way younger.
Based on this, he's currently 42?
Yeah.
And he was getting into a bar in 2001?
Bobby K. Bowman.
That can't be right.
That can't be right. Look it up, John Ryan.
I mean, unless he snuck his way in, which maybe means hijinks are about to ensue.
Well, maybe that's why Nick was mad cool.
Oh, Nick was mad cool. He lets all the children into Dublin's.
I'm being called anti-intro, by the way, by Hackride because we cut.
Yeah, why did you do that?
Oh, you cut that out, motherfucker.
Huh? I said as we were watching it, I was like, boy, this is odd. I thought it was much longer. I'd like to let it resonate with the people.
Hackride doesn't get sarcasm either, so he's just gonna like burn.
There's sarcasm here, friend.
There's plenty.
Hackride, I thought it was odd he didn't play the whole thing too. I don't know why he did that. It was strange.
I must have misheard you.
I didn't say anything about it.
Let's get back.
I said, let's get down to business. I said, I'm ready for 9 minutes of intro. Let's start this thing.
It was close to 9.
Because he saw our ID, so he was mad cool with us, right? Anytime
again, I didn't rewind this.
My mission was.
Hold on, can you go back a little? I want to hear just how cool Nick is.
Oh, I went back 30 seconds. I hope that was.
Oh God, we'll never finish.
My boys, 2 boys, they actually Tree and TP. We decided we were gonna go to Dublin's. Now Tree and TP had moved to Los Angeles as well from Columbus. These were my boys, my guys, my roommates at the time. So we embarked on Dublin's. And I remember the door guy there, his name was Nick. Nick was mad cool. He knew we had just gotten there from Columbus, from Ohio rather, because he saw our ID, so he was mad cool with us, right? Anytime we go, he would let us in. Well, my mission.
Hold on. He's glossing over something. Should Nick not have let them in?
Well, he was mad cool.
Are they just handing him an ID that says they're 19 years old?
It's like Benchwarmers. I am 12.
Here you go. All right. Well, I'm mad cool. My name's Nick, by the way, and please enter. We always do this for a group of men with no women.
I just feel like Boogie's in a suit that looks like like the draft day suits from the early 2000s, the NBA with parachutes.
I've not been to a lot of bars in I've not been to any bars in Los Angeles, I should say. But my knowledge of them, my limited knowledge would be they want as many men as they can pack in there. They're like, so I think Dublin's is known as the sausage party of Los Angeles. They're like, just get as many cocks as we can in here. 19? Who gives a fuck? Let them in.
How can is there a bucket, a hat, or something? Where can I put my name in to get up here and tell some jokes? And I knew this dude.
Tell some jokes.
This was the host. This was his thing. Now, the only thing I had with Jay Davis was, to me, this dude was not funny. I mean,
hold on. It's hard to dispute that, because if you know who Jay Davis is, you may not. He's most known for the project Torgasm, a Dane Cook vehicle.
It's a great program, actually.
Where Jay Davis is like the punching bag of the group.
Mm-hmm.
And like, he is the not funny one. That's his whole role on that thing.
Yeah.
So he's the guy that Dane Cook was like, can you believe how unfunny this guy is?
Mm-hmm.
So that does give you so to be fair to Boogie, that gives you a little insight into Jay Davis. Now, Boogie is evidently a 19-year-old at the time, looking at this guy saying, fuck you, you're not funny, let me on stage, which is pretty ballsy. I like that.
Torgasm we should look into that. It's a great program.
Oh, definitely worth a bonus episode, probably.
Gary Goldman, Bobby Kelly.
The problem with that is, can we? Well, we'll figure it out. Yes, we will do that at some point.
When somebody was on stage, Jay Davis was the full forest. It was crickets, right? But I give him props because, hey, he knew enough people to have them come to this event. Even if he wasn't funny, he had folks coming to his event. So I remember at this time, everybody was geeked about this new comedian, up-and-coming comedian named Dane Cook. Crazy thing is, years after that, Dane and I ended up...
Is he about to have like a run-in with Dane Cook?
I hope so.
So I say, get this unfunny motherfucker off the stage.
His hair's too tall.
It's Boogie's time to shine.
People to have them come to this event. Even if he wasn't funny, he had folks coming to his event. So I remember at this time, everybody was geeked about this new comedian, up-and-coming comedian named Dane Cook. Crazy thing is, a couple years after that, Dane and I ended up having the same management. New Wave Entertainment, Barry Katz. Shout out to Barry Katz and Brian Volquist. So
this came out, I just want everyone to remember, this came out 3 years ago.
Yeah. How does seeing Dane Cook from a distance in 2001 and then later being under the same management company, that's not a crazy coincidence.
Nope, and it just shows how one's career went and the other's didn't.
Yeah. You don't think BooG was ever playing Madison Square Garden?
They're like, ooh, we got this guy who sells out Madison Square Garden and this other guy who's on iCarly.
Well, he's relatively young. He still has a chance, BooG, I think.
Yeah. Louis Black got started in his 40s.
Louis Black, Louis C.K., Bill Burr. A lot of these guys didn't really pop until their 40s, you know?
That's right.
Rodney was in his 50s, I think.
That's right.
Yeah.
Watching Dane, not as much as what Dane was doing on the stage, but how everybody was reacting to him. I mean, this guy was a hit, but I had never heard of this dude in my life. So I remember I'm just sitting there watching this show.
I wish this had video.
I just love his reaction to things. He's saying things so uninteresting.
Yeah. Like,
that's not abnormal to not have heard of Dane Cook in 2001. Most people hadn't yet.
Right.
And he's acting like, what's happening?
I've never heard of him in my life.
Why is a man I've never heard of at Dublin's? Because I'll tell you why, Boogie, because Nick is mad cool. He lets any no name in there.
And in my mind, I'm going, I need to be able to get up on this stage. Not on some, like, I'm funnier than this dude or no shit like that. Just, you know what I mean? When you're the new guy, you're anxious to make your mark. So I remember just kind of sitting there like, okay, at some point I need to figure out how I can get on this stage. So when the comedy show is over, it was an early show. When the comedy show is over, everybody goes from the upstairs of this place.
Hold on. That's a great way to get on. That's a perfect tactic, actually. How do I get on stage? Wait till the comedy show is over. They'll just let you up there.
They put tables there for people to eat after.
Wait till the room has been evacuated. How do I get on this stage? So I wait till the show is over.
Now, most people vacated the premises. It was on a Monday night. Now, there was a party going on across town that was just called Joseph's. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that another
party was called Joseph's.
Get into Joseph.
He's going to talk about that at a different podcast, Mike. Don't get hung up on it.
Well, I worry, since this was 3 years ago, I worry we might not hear about Joseph's.
It's the most anticipated second episode of anything.
I remember in college when we would go to a party called Connor's. It was just a Connor's house, but that's what the party was called. Was the bar called Joseph? I don't know. The party was called Joseph's. I don't know. Maybe.
They got one of those wood signs made at like a carnival that just said Joseph's, and they hung it up on his dorm door.
Maybe I'm not hip enough. Maybe that's a Hollywood, like that's an industry term. Like this party is called some guy's name.
The way I heard what Joseph's was, I knew we wasn't getting in there. Right.
So Nick is not working at Joseph's, unfortunately.
This guy's mad lame, actually, at Joseph's.
The bad news is Joseph's does not have a Nick.
We could get into Dublin's. We weren't leaving. So So we just in here hoping that, everybody don't leave. Some of these girls stick around because we ain't going nowhere. And at the time, we lived all the way in Woodland Hills. So that's like a good 30, 40-minute drive on the 101. So the music...
Not that crazy.
Music upstairs.
45 minutes to go anywhere? Not bad.
I mean, especially in L.A.
Right. It's probably 3 miles.
My house into the seaport area of Boston, that's probably half an hour. Like, it's not... I've never once come on this show like, guys, you have to hear about the journey I took to Laugh Boston last night.
No traffic. It's probably like 15 minutes.
well, I suppose, but that takes away from my point. So let's recap here. This is called Storytime with BooG.
He's got so many stories already.
Well, I would call that into question.
Oh.
So far, we've heard he grew up in the same state as Samaki Walker.
You're right.
And he saw Dane Cook from a distance at a bar.
Who was killing.
And Jay Davis isn't funny.
Not funny at all.
I don't know if that qualifies as a story yet. These are kind of just facts, I guess, more.
Sounds like a story to me.
Okay, well, let's continue. Let's hear about Joseph's.
So we just in here hoping that, everybody don't leave. Some of these girls stick around because we ain't going nowhere. And at the time, we lived all the way in Woodland Hills. So that's like a good 30, 40-minute drive on the 101. So the music, they start playing music upstairs. It was this dude.
Why does he hit that pitch?
The 101.
It's a 35, 40-minute drive on the 101.
This feels like, is this Jaleel White post Urkel? It feels like a man in disguise, like on the run.
I think his name was Crash, was the DJ. So he's playing music upstairs. People start migrating downstairs. I hear him playing that Aaliyah's Rock the Boat from downstairs. Did I get it high? And I'm like, oh, that's the John. So now I go back upstairs so I can hit the dance floor. Now when I go upstairs, I see one lone person on the dance floor.
Wait, is he still at Dublin's? Or is he at Joseph's?
Could be at Connor's at this point. I have no idea.
I think it's at Dublin's. This is the worst story I've ever heard in my life.
It sounds like he's still at Dublin's in an empty upstairs room.
I don't blame you folks at home. I don't blame you if you stopped watching, but if you're like me, you got to see where this goes. Like I'm entranced by it. We may do nothing on this podcast until we find out what happens at Dublin's or Joseph's or wherever we are.
God, if this ends on a cliffhanger, I'm going to be like,
so yeah. So here's the big. We already talked about how he saw Dane Cook from far away. But imagine this. A man is in a bar, and he has been to both their upstairs and downstairs in the course of a night. That's a journey. Never mind. I'm not even going to mention the 30 minutes he traveled from fucking Westwood or whatever he said.
What?
Tall dude, he got a fishing hat pulled down real far. So in my mind, I'm like, right, this dude know what it is. That's that Aaliyah. I don't care either. So I went on the dance floor, and nobody I rolled up to him and started.
I like his impression of Will Smith from The Fresh Prince. It's endearing.
Have you ever seen the show Letterkenny?
I've not.
Oh, there's a character named Shorzy on the show, and that's exactly what he sounds like.
I'll have to look into it.
He says something, he's like, for what? Like, that's the voice he's doing.
Guys in the comments, let us know if that's spot on.
I think it's spot on.
All right.
My distance, he was over there, I was over here, and I kind of, I bounced and I looked up, and he just so happened to look up at the same time, and I'm like, Mock? That's what we call Samaki. I'm like, Mock?
I was able to deduce that, BooG. I figured, I gotta say, I'm not a particularly bright guy. I figured there was a reason you introduced Samaki Walker into the story. So when you shortened his name to Mock, I was able to put it together. Or you could save yourself a second and just pretend you said Samaki. So then we all know who it is.
That's right.
In order to be like, I'm so close to him. You know, we grew up in the same state that I was able to call him a one-syllable name.
He's actually furious at his parents for naming him that.
I like the idea that just like they're both from Ohio. You know, so like if I ever run into Jay Leno, I'm like, Jay, my man. Boston Brothers.
Oh, gave him the bro hug. I'm like, fam, what you doing here? He's like, what you doing here? I'm like, man, I just moved here. He's like, you just moved to Hollywood? I'm like, just moved to LA. Yeah, what you doing here?
You just moved to Hollywood?
Oh my God.
Imagine that conversation. If you say to someone, hey, what are you doing here? I just moved here. You moved here to Hollywood? Tinseltown? La La Land?
Why?
Yeah, no, I just told you that I did.
Moved here too. I'm the new starting power forward for the Los Angeles Lakers. But damn,
My God.
it's me, bro.
Pish posh, dude.
I'm sure he said that. I just moved here. I'm the new starting power forward for your Los Angeles Lakers. That's a very natural conversation.
Hacker with a great point. Why wouldn't Samaki, if his name was short, and just go by Sam?
No, it's Mock.
It's Mock.
Yeah, Samaki Walker, when he sees Boogie, is like, you may know me from, and then he introduces, he's like, Derek Fisher. He gives all their jersey numbers.
Number 2. Eric Fisher.
I'm like, word? He's like, yeah. I'm like, good shit. And that
Oh
was me
my
and my
God, this is annoying.
never had this dude's number before.
Come back. We got to hear that again.
Oh my God.
He should do, I don't know why he hasn't done like cartoon voices.
I wish I had a Shorzy soundboard just so I could show you how similar they sound.
Well, that's too bad.
That's what
Good shit.
This is
He's good friends with Samaki Walker. Had no idea he just signed with the Lakers.
I think he just told the story of how they first met.
I gotta tell you, no, because they're from. That's
right.
not true. They knew each other. They were like, "What are you doing here?"
I'm just trying to make sense.
He went to all of his parties in Ohio. Remember?
That's right. That's stupid.
You know, of all my friends that ended up playing for the Lakers, or just in the NBA in general,
Right.
I'll go that wide with it. I'm aware of every single one that has made it to rising as starting power forward of the Lakers. I'm generally aware when one of my friends is doing that. It's weird that Boogie didn't know that about his good buddy.
Let's say this would be like if young Jamie left Joe Rogan and I started producing for it, and you were a guest on the show, and you're like, "What are you doing here? How would you not know?"
As I live and breathe, Ironhead.
I think that's the equivalent to the Lakers would be.
Yeah,
Rogan.
that is actually true. Like, that would be massive news in my circle of friends. If Joe Rogan starts saying, "Pull that up, Ironhead."
That would-
He looked up and was like, Boog? I'm like, yo!
Oh.
Gave him the bro hug. I'm like, fam, what you doing here? He's like, what you doing here? I'm like, man, I just moved here. He was like, you just moved
I asked you first.
I'm like, yeah, what you doing here? He's like, man, I just moved here too. I'm the new starting power forward for the Los Angeles Lakers. But damn, excuse me, bro. So I'm like, word? He's like, yeah. I'm like, good shit. At that point, me and Mark exchanged numbers. I had never.
Me and Mock changed numbers.
At long last, we've been friends for decades.
It sounds like maybe if they were from the same town in school or something, they just like saw each other during the day but never spoke.
Even then, though, like, so Nick Ahmed went to my high school. He's a guy that got DFA'd by the Diamondbacks last year.
Yeah,
But I'm still aware that he's like in the league. Like, I know of his career because it's
Right.
kind of a cool thing that a guy that I went to high school with is in Major League Baseball. Now, if he rose to the ranks to starting power forward for the best team in the NBA at that time, like a powerhouse, a dynasty, it didn't get on your radar that this guy might be in Los Angeles.
That's insane. Absolutely insane. Like I found out if like a teacher in my town got a DUI. Like
That's what I'm saying. In the community, you would think this would be newsworthy.
right.
Oh, you, Neil Armstrong, what are you up to?
On the moon.
Oh, good shit. I haven't heard a thing about it, but
dude's number before. We exchanged numbers. We start chopping it up. So one night he hits me. He's like, "Hey, you trying to go out?" I was like Smokey and Friday when Craig asked him if he wanted some Kool-Aid.
So I'm a lawyer in Arkansas, and I run into President Bill Clinton. I say, "Bill, what have you been up to?" I remember when we were in law school together. You done anything notable here in the year 2001? Have the recent years been interesting to you at all?
Hackrite
I haven't
says,
heard about it.
Kobe Bryant punched Samaki Walker in the face for $100 unpaid debt. Samaki called it a sucker punch, even though he was in Kobe's face.
Good shit.
So he made news, and he's like, "I had no idea you were here."
So he did make an impact. That's probably it's probably right when he started. So.
You know I'm trying to go out. So he's like, "Bet." It's this party going on at a spot called The Gate. Now, most of you don't know what The Gate is. The Gate something.
Most of you suckers can't get in here. Or it's just a bar, and this is a national podcast.
So according to Christian Minor in the chat, Dublin's was a big deal.
Is that right?
Leonardo DiCaprio, Cameron Diaz, Al Pacino, and other A-list celebrities frequented the place. In 2001, Jim Carrey, Whitney Houston. It was crazy.
Yes. And thanks to Nick, you know who else gets in there?
He was cool as hell, dude. Oh, no, mad cool.
I mean, that's fucking ridiculous then. Like, if that's true, Samaki Walker probably shouldn't be able to get in there. Never mind BooG.
At least you can understand a starting Laker.
So unless he's lying about his age, he's 19 at this time. And they're letting guys in to just hang out with Cameron Diaz and DiCaprio?
Or maybe, just maybe, this is untrue.
You think that's possible?
It's possible.
Well, let's not forget, he's on the rocket ship to the 9th lead on iCarly.
He's just like, that'd be so funny if this was untrue. And he's like, "Yeah, I called him Mock." And everyone's like, "Why didn't you go with Sam?" He's like,
damn it. That is better. No, you got to remember, like, as much as this is a place that like DiCaprio and Cameron Diaz would hang out, they're whispering like, "I think in a few years that guy is going to be, selling bananas on a Nickelodeon show." Hey, keep this under your hat, but this kid's got big things ahead of him.
Been too many. It turned into a bunch of stuff, but at that point, it was called The Gate. And these two dudes, at the time, was the dopest promoters in the city. They ran a promotional company called Icon Entertainment. Shout out to Dollar Bill Phil, Greg, Philippe, what's happening? So Mock is like, "Come on, let's go."
I don't think they're listening, BooG.
This is the biggest show of all time. He's like, "I'll be Joe Rogan. I don't care. I can beat him."
Through. I meet up with him. He lives in Santa Monica at a place called the Sea Colony, right on the water. So he gives me his address. I float out to his crib. Now, it's imperative that I go to his crib because I'm trying to ride with this dude. This dude is a Laker. I don't know if y'all know, but if you're
that sounds like a good friend of yours. This dude's a Laker.
But he's a guy you grew up with. He went to all your parties in Ohio, remember?
Remember Jeff's?
I'm trying to ride with this dude. I'm trying to glom onto his fame.
Yeah, this guy's starting on the Lakers, and you know what? We meet each other, and he goes, "Hey, is that BooG?" I didn't say anything to him first.
Yeah, right. Is that my man, BooG? Oh, what, did Nick let you in here, that son of a gun?
Cool as hell, right?
Nick, this boy's only 19. Nick's just giving him a shoulder shrug, like, I didn't see nothing.
Yeah, Nick gave him the shoulder shrug, and next thing we know, Jordan's doing it.
Laker in LA. You're a Laker in LA. So I go out to Mock's
This
crib.
does seem, by the way, so if that's true about Dublin's being a big deal, it definitely, what we know of BooG, he's definitely the kind of guy that would push DiCaprio aside to be like, "Is that my buddy Samaki Walker?"
Who? Oh, we call him Sam.
And he's like, "You ready?" I'm like, "Let's go." We jump in. I think at that time he had a dope ass excursion. He had a Benz. Now I got that Hummer, that big Hummer, not the H2, the H1. So he was like, "You want me to drive?" I was like, "Yeah, you can drive." So I jump in. We bump in that
Ooh, music change.
Yes, because it ran out of the music bed.
That's how you know. No, I think that's things are about to heat up.
Oh, you think the music has to go with the story?
I think we're going on a journey. Now things are getting a little nuttier.
That's right. It's an adventure, so its business is picking up.
All we're missing from this horrible movie trailer is him going, so then I see Samaki Walker, record scratch. What are you doing here?
That would have been so amazing.
Fast Lane by Bilal. We on our way. It's like I'm really getting this LA experience, like just riding low in this Benz, looking at the street lights, palm trees, like I'm in LA. So as we pull up to the gate, I notice a lot of black folks. Now hold on, let me preface that by saying this. I don't front. I dictate my safety anywhere by how many black people are there. Yeah, I said it. If it's too
so does Craig.
People, Hold on, which angle is he taking on this?
I think I was gonna say I think you guys might have different perspectives on it, but
so the more black people, the safer he is. Is that?
Yes, yeah.
Statistically, I think that's a hoax.
Well, Samaki Walker feels that way. When Craig sees that same bar, he's like, maybe I'll find a different place to get lunch.
Trees, like I'm in LA. So as we pull up to the gate, I notice a lot of black folks. Now hold on, let me preface that by saying this. I don't front. I dictate my safety anywhere by how many black people are there. Yeah, I said it. If it's too many black people, hold on. Where the fuck we at? Some shit might pop off.
Oh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe he's just a racist.
He's an Uncle Tom, as they say. I'm an Uncle Tom.
Jesus Christ. I actually didn't expect it to go there. You gotta see these Chicago crime statistics.
To be fair, he was on Nickelodeon. we forget.
Y'all gotta hear what my man Jerry Callahan is saying.
Make some good points.
And I follow Anthony Cumia on Twitter. That dude knows where I should be having dinner.
I feel like we do this quarterly, but his Twitter has been insanely bad.
So I've heard. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. It's
well, he's leaning into it, I guess.
Ooh, understatement.
Well, no, we can't say this because then like now we're gonna get comments like Mike's ignoring the problems in society.
Yeah.
No,
I just don't feel like reading it on Twitter, you know. from a funny man, a funny radio man.
Yeah.
Hold on, where the fuck we at? This might not be our shit. That's just me. I dictate my safety on how many black folks is there. So as we get there, I see them patting folks down. And I'm like,
good. Support the police.
This is why I think he sounds like Shores. You're like, yeah, sir, we gotta pat you down for what?
Blue lives matter. Just the complete opposite take.
George Floyd overdose.
It's on fentanyl. Nobody brings that up. Man, Mike Brown was the aggressor in Ferguson. I don't understand these people.
That guy was lying. He could breathe the whole time.
Boy, he's got an interesting stance that I didn't expect.
Ain't scary, but I'm cautious as hell. So Mock laughed. He like, man, we good. I'm like, all right, bro. So I remember we get to the front.
What is he hit that pitch?
We in here. It is incredible because now I get a chance. I mean, I'm literally standing next to all these bad women that I've seen on TV since I was a kid. Like the woman from Coming to America was in there. The princess. Nah, the one that Eddie was trying to get. Her, Lisa.
It's an odd list of all the most famous women on television. Is someone who's in a movie with Eddie Murphy.
I thought he was gonna say like Pam Anderson or something. Like,
yeah, I mean, you named Cameron Diaz. I was thinking starlets of the '90s.
You're just gonna start naming white people, and we're like, what's with this guy?
There. Let me tell you something. What they didn't show you in Coming into America is Lisa had in real life.
You ever seen that movie, Coming into America?
Like right this way. Come on in.
Lisa McDowell had a donkey on her. I'm talking talking. She walked past me. I was like, damn, that's the princess from Coming to America. I couldn't
Wow,
believe
that's really. I'm really shocked by that. So an actress in real life was even more beautiful than she appears in. That's crazy.
This Hollywood guy is really starstruck often.
Oh my God! It's a D-list actress. It's someone that even in my story about her, I'm referring to her as her character name. And then who walks in but George Costanza?
her donkey was astonishing. I saw the girl from Family Matters in there.
Her
it was
donkey?
Like, yo, I'm in Hollywood now. So I remember.
Hold on. Listen, I grew up liking Family Matters. If I'm meeting not Reginald Val Johnson, even not Julia White, our second Urkel reference of the day, by the way.
Nice.
If I'm seeing Laura from Family Matters, I'm thinking, hey, that's kind of cool. I'm not thinking, God, I've made it. You see me now, Dad.
Even Mock was like, I don't give a shit.
I'm at the same bar as the third lead in Family Matters.
It turns out Samaki Walker was the starter for a while, but once the playoffs started, Luke Walton took his spot.
Oh, and I bet Boogie liked that.
He was like, thank God.
It's about time some of our people.
he's friggin' Bigsby from Chappelle Show.
I'm talking. She walked past me. I was like, damn, that's the princess from Coming to America. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I mean, her donkey was astonishing. I saw.
Couldn't believe what he was seeing. He's at a bar in Los Angeles, seeing famous people.
I realized he's referring to a butt as a donkey.
Yeah, you couldn't figure that out?
No, I've never heard that.
But she was walking her actual mule into the bar.
It's like, I knew he meant something, but I was like, donkey. I've heard,
Badonk.
I've heard that, or
Yeah,
donk. Yeah. I've never heard donkey.
Well, it's his fun little spin on it. Boogie's an innovator.
Yeah.
But he's saying, like, so I went to, evidently, like, someone in the chat knew that this was a popular LA bar, so I imagine it's, its legend precedes it in most circles. And Boogie is like, oh my God, an actress. Who would think? I'm sure that's the only reason you go to that bar, is whores that want to see famous people.
Right.
It was like, yo, I'm in Hollywood now. So I remember we were just in there chilling, and all of a sudden Lisa Leslie walked up to him.
Come on. That's his. I'm in Hollywood.
Hey, my Los Angeles counterpart.
WNBA player.
I gotta give him credit, though. Even though it still feels like a lie, he's got the right level of celebrity.
Right. That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, he does know a big night for him would be seeing Laura from Family Matters and Lisa Leslie.
He's not going, then I turned the corner and there's Bob De Niro. I was like, what's up?
I hear hoo-ah from behind me.
It was that time, yeah.
Herself, he was like, how you doing? I'm like, yo, Lisa Leslie, fine as hell, dog. Right? He was like, right. Then all of a sudden I heard somebody go, Suge Knight and his boys just bum rushed the front door. So I looked.
Did you hear the music change there?
It sure did. I think trouble is about to ensue.
Suge Knight and the rest of his despicable friends showed up.
Suge Knight, you know what I say? One bad apple. Let's hear if he's outraged by Suge Knight's and pull your pants up, Suge.
He's Don Lemon 5 years ago.
All of a sudden, Lisa Leslie walked up to him.
And I tell Lisa to shut up and dribble, you know. He's a self-hating black man.
I am so excited for this music change again. Suge Knight.
Uh-oh. This is like when you see a trailer for, like, the new Jurassic Park movie or something. And it's
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's having a great time until the dinosaurs show up.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, Lisa Leslie, fine as hell, dog. Right? He was like, right. Then all of a sudden I heard somebody go, Suge Knight and his boys just bum rushed the front door.
Uh-oh.
I look at Mock. He a tall dude, so I gotta look up at his ass. Now I don't want to be the first one that's like, maybe we should get the fuck out of here. That didn't even sound right.
Oh, Samaki, I hate to tell you, it sounds like some undesirables are at the door. Oh boy, this neighborhood's not the same as it used to be.
Eminem's underrated.
In my mind, if you bum rush the front door past security, you've essentially let security know y'all ain't shit, and we running this motherfucker now. That's in my mind. You can't. How you bum rush security and get past them, and now y'all just up in here.
I wonder what BooG thinks about the looting.
I don't know who this Sugar Knight character is. I hear he's a hip hop rapper or something.
BooG's a big Garth Brooks guy.
I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna trip. If ain't nobody tripping, I ain't tripping. So we get to the dance floor. I'm dancing with this one over here. I'm dancing with that one over there. I'm like, this is the greatest time of my life.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, bro, we in LA. We in LA. Some Ohio boys. We in LA. I'm dapping him up. We geek. So we head to the bathroom. Now, this is the first time that I've ever seen, like...
He's in the bathroom, and then the door opens, and Suge walks in, and I go, oh!
Oh, you must be dealing drugs.
He calls the cops.
There's a suspicious-looking man at this bar.
The cops get there, arrest BooG.
Now I just moved here. Am I allowed to stand my ground, operator?
A bathroom attendant, dude in there with cologne and mints, and because in a men's bathroom, we can attest for this. Men's bathroom is like a cave. Everything in this motherfucker just wet. I ain't trying to open no canister and take no. I got my own pocket.
When there's a bathroom attendant, I don't expect the likes of Suge Knight to be in this establishment.
Also, if there's a bathroom attendant, don't expect a wet bathroom.
Yeah, what the fuck is he talking about?
He'd be like, we got someone that needs to come clean this.
Yeah, there's always people pissing on the bathroom attendant's shoes.
Suge Knight walks in the bathroom and BooG's like, yeah, the puddle's back there if you want to pick that up, please.
Right? So I go right. I'm waiting for people to move out of the way of the urinal. Mark hit a urinal. I hit the urinal right next to him. There's a dude next to me. All of a sudden,
what an odd description. Mark hits the urinal. I hit a urinal. Me and Mark standing dick to dick.
We're not even a third of the way through this episode, and I need episode 2.
Well, it doesn't exist, buddy. I'm sorry to tell you.
Everyone get in touch with BooG. Tell him to bring this back, please.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, maybe if you see... Guys, go download this episode. Storytime with BooG. Spelled capital B, lowercase o, capital G, exclamation point E.
Real easy to find.
Look that up, and maybe if he sees his downloads skyrocket, then he'll come back.
You would think that he would, his logo could be the lowercase, capital, exclamation mark, all that stuff, but actually type it out BooG so when people search it.
No, if you Google it, that's how it's spelled, which is obnoxious.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying. It would be a lot easier for him if
he
didn't do that.
Like somebody kicked the door open real hard. And I kind of look over my shoulder like, the hell was that? And these dudes walk in and they go up to the dude. It's a dude washing his hands at the sink. And they walk up to him and they go, nigga, say death row. The dude is like, death row. Walk up to another dude and they like, nigga, say death row. That nigga's like, death row. Now I got my mouth ready because I'm about to say death row too. I don't care.
This ends with
whatever you want, fellas.
So I just start handing him my wallet before he even gets to me. I need BooG to be like, Suge Knight was like, "Sup, BooG?"
He gave me a hug. Suge Knight walks in the bathroom. BooG puts his hand out for a mint.
So now I'm realizing just how racist BooG is.
Yeah.
The name of this episode, he typed it out in Ebonics.
Yeah. Say Def Row.
It's DEF Row.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, Yeah, you know how these people be speaking.
How you looking at me right now? I'm not finna get beat up in this bathroom. You know, the last place you want to take an L.
And you know these people are prone to violence.
You know, they punch first and ask questions later.
The gun laws in this country.
Dude, and they like, nigga, say death row. That nigga's like, death row? Now I got my mouth ready, because I'm about to say death row too. I don't care how you looking at me right now. I'm not finna get beat up in this bathroom. You know, the last place you want to take an L is in a nasty ass bathroom. And if these dudes
that has a bathroom attendant,
people say death row, and it's my turn, who am I to resist?
I think he got his mouth ready for something else, not to say death.
Whatever I have to do to get out of this situation, fellas.
Yeah, so I'm ready. But
it was probably Diddy, right?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know his affiliation with Suge Knight. I thought they were rivals.
I thought they were boys.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know enough about the rap game.
Hacker, let me know in the comments if I'm right on that.
Yeah, please.
Then he would have to be getting his mouth ready.
First, they come to the dude next to me. Nigga, say death row. And this guy goes, man, my girl work for Capital. Nigga, I ain't finna say. And I'm like, I'm trying not to make eye contact with nobody. You know, that's
you people are always causing a ruckus.
Imagine him just being scared for racial reasons when a fellow black person walks in the room with him.
It's based on his story. It seems like these people all know each other.
Yeah. I'm almost positive Diddy and Suge Knight are the reason Tupac's dead.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't know enough about that game. Guys like me and BooG aren't familiar with that world.
You don't really be looking around. You just kind of look straight the fuck ahead. Now, sometimes you have a dude that don't have no bathroom etiquette, and this nigga want to talk and ask all kind of questions. No, that's not what you do as a man in the bathroom. You look straight the fuck ahead, you mind your own business, and then you resume conversation when you leave the bathroom. It's kind of like an elevator.
Oh yeah, he's anti-gay too. That's good. I know what you perverts, believe me. I know how women have tried to get into the men's bathroom. I like alt-right BooG. A man's bathroom is for men, and a women's bathroom is for women. Just adding to this story for no reason.
Outside the elevator, as soon as you get in the elevator, all conversation stops. So anyway, nigga, I'll tell you, it was like that. So this dude, the dude say again, nigga, say death row. It's like, man, I told you, man, my girl worked for, now in my mind, I'm like, okay, something that can't be explained right now was going on with this dude next to me. Maybe he's super, maybe he's a gangster too. I don't know.
He's a gangster too.
You know, in some way, I'm sure they're all drug dealers or some nefarious activities.
They're all hooligans.
I'm just trying to, end my piss so I can get out of the riffraff here. Can I recap? Let's do a quick recap here.
Yep.
This is called Storytime with BooG. So I want to keep checking in on the stories we've heard. From some distance, he has seen Dane Cook, the girl from Coming Into America, as he calls it.
Yeah.
Laura from Family Matters,
and
Suge Knight. That's and Samaki Walker, who he grew up with. But he's just seen these people. That's the whole story.
This is one night. It's a pretty cool night.
Not really, actually. He's pretty much been at a bar and used the bathroom.
Yeah. And went to piss in a urinal but got so scared he didn't quite make it.
It's just a night at any bar in Boston, except the patrons, you wouldn't know their names necessarily. But it's no different. He didn't have an experience with any of these people. He just saw them. And saw that, the girl from Coming to America had a nice donkey.
Yeah. You go in the bathroom in Boston, someone comes in like, say Roadrunner Records.
She had a nice donkey. At least that's what the gentleman in the bathroom told me to call it.
I called it derriere.
I thought she had a lovely buttocks.
Her rump was robust.
Again, nigga, say death row. It's like, man,
Oh,
I told you, man, my girl worked for. Now, in my mind, I'm like, okay, something that can't be explained right now was going on with this dude next to me. Maybe he's super, maybe he a gangster too. I don't know. I know that if they tap my shoulder, death row.
But I thought it was death row, Boogie.
Whatever these gentlemen need.
Death row, death row. I'm about to sing death row because, again, I'm not finna catch a beating in this dirty ass bathroom. I'm not trying to catch a beating anywhere. I ain't gonna lie. We could have been in a park having a picnic with roses and daisies around us. I'm death row.
It sounds like you were actually in a much safer place than a park.
Yeah.
Like a park, there's not security.
I was gonna say you got patted down to go in.
Yeah, I understand Suge Knight is a dangerous character, but Suge Knight, it doesn't sound like Suge Knight's even in the bathroom.
You got
just guys who look like him, if you know what I mean.
He thought it was Suge Knight was just like some fat black guy.
He's like, and then a bunch of Suge Knights came into the bathroom.
That's just what he calls.
Oh man!
Say, hey, y'all niggas get the fuck out of here. I turned around. I don't even think I zipped up my pants. I think my shit was still hanging out my pants at this point. The dude next to me tried to walk out too. They grabbed, nah, nigga, you ain't finna go nowhere. Me and Mop get out the bathroom. I ain't washed nothing. I ain't washed near a piece of my hand. I'm out.
I like that these guys are getting into an altercation at the urinal, and they're 7-foot tall Samaki Walker. They're like, "Have a nice day, Mock."
I like to think, yeah, right. I like to think that none of this happened, and he was just so scared he ran out because the essence is what that was.
All that happened is a black guy walked in the bathroom and said, "Good evening, gentlemen."
He runs out screaming, "Death row!" He goes, "Death row!" Runs out with his dick hanging out his fly.
Nick, you're gonna want to do something about the gangsters in the bathroom.
That guy who owns this place.
I'd like to report a disturbance. Don't they have their own bathrooms?
No one was even there. He was just so scared. He was just playing scenarios in his head.
And then I saw one of them drinking from my water fountain.
So we get out, we out in the thing. And, again, I don't want to be the one that's like, hey, nigga, maybe we should get the fuck out of here. I don't want to say that.
He doesn't even say with the A at the end. Noticing this? Like, he sounds
hey,
like
you.
He sounds like Chappelle doing it.
Like that guy. So I'm like, I'm trying to play it off. We about 15 minutes later, I'm on the dance floor. I'm mad, trepidatious. I'm nervous as hell now.
Boogie's next line is, I don't, you know what, Dave? I did know I couldn't do that. He's the white guy in all Chappelle's stories.
Yeah.
Where somebody then came up and made people say the name of the record label that they're on. What? So now, quiet as kept. I don't fucking want to be here anymore. But
it sounds like, okay, the story he's telling now is that these guys got into an altercation in the bathroom. It seems like they all knew each other. Yeah, like they went up to each other and said, say death row, as he says. They didn't say it to him or Samaki Walker, meaning they probably had a prior altercation.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you weren't in danger, Boogie. This was not a thing like these nefarious characters were just coming into the bar to start trouble. It seems like there's history between these fellas.
They walked in and looked at me like I worked at Interscope.
I'm chilling because, Mark drove, so I'm with him. He ready to leave? I'm ready to leave. And in my mind, I'm like, this is why you should have drove. As an only child, I generally drive. I'm generally driving too.
What does that mean?
Because
he's an only child, so he's generally driving.
I have a brother, and I can't drive, so I don't know all the traits. What is that?
I can't even think of anything.
Can you muster up a guess?
I can't even have fun with that one. Anyone?
I'm an only child, so I generally drive. Does he think like adults always have their older siblings driving them around everywhere?
Each family only has one car, maybe. I don't fucking know.
I guess, but even then,
It'd be great if Mock was just like, dude, I have like 4 siblings and I drive all the time.
hey, Boogie, you driving? Oh, that's fine. I have brothers and sisters. No need to panic.
Shit like that. That means if I'm ready to go and you ain't ready to go, no problem. I'll holler at you later. If you're not having a good time and I'm having a great time, no problem. I'll holler at you later. But when we both in the same car, I'm stuck like Chuck. So we hanging out. And I'm like, hey man, let's go to the VIP. He like, bet, let's.
Who's Chuck?
Well, that's the case when he's like, so basically my ride didn't want to leave. Disaster has struck.
Disaster struck. I'm
Take
stuck like him.
Take a cab home.
No shit.
You're able to afford evidently a very expensive bar in Los Angeles. Take a cab home.
Well, he's with a new power forward for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Well, that's it. Now I'm confused. So his buddy's the one that can't drive him home, right? But it sounds like he's talking to Samaki Walker about this.
Well, he's saying like he's glad Samaki Walker wanted to leave because normally he drives himself. So if there's a scenario and he wants to get out of there and the other person doesn't, he's like, I can still go.
Okay, so maybe Samaki's going to give him a ride home.
Well, Boogie, I don't mean to break this news to you, but if you weren't with a starting Laker, you're not getting into wherever the frig you went.
Oh, no, they ran into each other randomly there, remember?
No, they're at a new place.
Oh, I can't keep up.
Yeah, Nick being cool as hell is at Dublin's. They're not at Dublin's, I don't think.
Oh, they went to Joseph's? I thought they didn't go.
I think they went to Joseph's.
I thought they stayed at Dublin's.
Boogie, get better at telling stories.
Guys, let us know in the comments. Are they at Dublin's or Joseph's?
Please. Put a 1 in the comments if they're at Joseph's.
Is anyone still watching this, by the way?
Yes.
There's no way people have hung on.
Oh, they've hung on. I don't think we've lost anybody, actually.
All right, maybe we'll finish it then.
That's what I'm saying.
Do it. So we go up in the VIP, and I'm thinking,
oh, hold on. I had to back up because the Suge Knight music ended, and I didn't quite hear the transitions.
Oh, that's good. Fine. We can all breathe. Because the house next door to me just stopped playing.
Take your hand off your wallets. We're transitioning here.
Whew. All right, that was a close one. Black guys were in the bathroom. That's really the whole. This is how like we're kidding to an extent, but like maybe we're not because Boogie's whole story was black guys went into the bathroom at the same time as me.
Scary.
Imagine like I'd spend an hour if Craig came on with that story. I would spend an hour calling him a racist. It's like that's not an incident.
So many black guys came in the bathroom. I didn't wash my hands.
My God.
Time, no problem. I'll holler at you later. But when we both in the same car, I'm stuck like Chuck. So we hanging out, and I'm like, hey man, let's go up in the VIP. He like, bet, let's do it. So we go up in the VIP, and I'm thinking from
oh, it's back to the white people music. We're in VIP now.
Oh, whew. That was a close one.
Good. We're up in VIP. That means we have the high ground if any of those people start popping off on there.
It's the music they play like in a cartoon when you raise up to heaven.
They get tackled. What are you doing up here?
whatever our reason, I'm thinking we gonna be under the protection of VIP.
All right.
I'm thinking that. As we're walking towards
I guess he's still
VIP.
I guess he's still scared. I thought we were gonna be protected.
I do a scan of the place, and I see a lot of, shall we say, friendly faces.
You're trying to find Boogie at a club, just follow the trail of piss on the floor.
I see Lisa Leslie sprinting through the VIP like a girl.
Lisa Leslie scares the shit out of
him. They let one up here.
Wrath. I mean, she's hauling ass through the VIP. Now, in my mind, where's she going? Why is she running so? She running so fast. And then
It'll be the best is if Boogie's like, I saw her running, so naturally my brain went there, and I just started running after her.
Well, I thought the police will handle her. So Lisa Leslie, as you know, in big city bars like that, I haven't been to Los Angeles. I have been to New York. Probably not as classy of places as Boogie is hanging out, but I've been to bars in New York. And my one takeaway is there is plenty of room for a 6'9" Lisa Leslie to sprint around.
Yeah.
That's what I've always noticed. Is like I wish there was just a full-grown athlete in here so they could get a couple of laps in.
pan back to the area that she's running from, and it's about 5 to 6 dudes whooping some dude's ass. And guess who's standing right behind them? Just
I have a guess.
I have a couple guesses.
Well, I have one umbrella guess. Based on Boogie's history.
I'm going to go with, as you called him, Sugar Knight.
Hey, is Boogie, like, do you think he's using it racially?
Sugar Knight?
No. But I'm saying his name, Boogie, is a racial slur. Because he's a black man, I hadn't thought anything of it. But now I think like he looked in the mirror and just yelled at it himself.
Hearing this, you're like, Jesus.
All right, a couple guys are molly-whopping in the VIP section. And Lisa Leslie sprints away.
Molly-whopping, not a white phrase at all.
Yeah, right.
action with a big old stogie cigar in his hand, like a boss. Suge Knight. Whooped that
My
ass.
God.
At that point, Mox looked at me and was like, hey, you want to go ahead and head out? Yeah, you know what? We might as well go ahead and head out of here. Now, here's where it gets
Everywhere I turn, I can't get away from these people.
Death Row is taking over. That'd be actually pretty funny if he thought it was Death Row, just judging by the way they spoke.
I'm sure that's how these people spell it. I want to be appropriate.
In my mind, I'm going, do we want to head out now? Or do we kind of want to tuck ourselves away in this corner and let everybody get out of here, just in case there's any fireworks outside when this is over? But again, I want to be the one to look like
He thinks they've got the place surrounded.
Fireworks, a.k.a. gunshots.
He thinks, well, I don't know how many of these people there are. They could be outside, too.
This is the best podcast I've ever heard in my life.
Jesus. I didn't hear, so I stopped listening before this.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't catch this angle. He's a self-hating black man.
Well, no, because I can tell exactly where you stopped. Because right where you were like, when he was like, I see black people, and that's probably when you stopped it.
I was like, well, this will get interesting.
Yeah, he's gonna feel a lot safer.
He's around his people now.
I'm gonna make fun of Craig for saying the opposite.
Yeah, I did not think Boogie would be the racist in this story.
Now, or do we kind of want to tuck ourselves away in this corner and let everybody get out of here, just in case there's any fireworks outside when this is over? But again, not wanting to be the one to look like that, we start to head out.
What's there to look like, dude? You are black. You won't come across as racist.
It's very interesting. That's like what Mark Normand, like a story Mark Normand would tell. It's like, I didn't want to look inappropriate, so.
So I was like, you guys need any help? Or
I didn't want these guys to think I was racist. That's wild.
That's literally insane.
And no sooner did we get outside, yakka, yakka. We jumped in that whip.
What does that mean? Is that gunshots?
I thought of it more as beating, but possibly.
The fireworks.
Yeah. Fireworks of some kind.
No,
How much time is left in this podcast, by the way?
We're 15 minutes in. There is 20 left.
It's we could do it, gang.
I think we can. This might be a 4-hour show, but I think
Just in case there's any fireworks outside when this is over. But again, not wanting to be the one to look like that, we start to head out. And no sooner than we get outside, yakka, yakka, yakka. We jumped in that whip, we got out of there. It was the quietest trip back to Santa Monica.
Wait, that's how we described a quiet trip.
Yucca, yuck, yuck,
So,
yuck.
yuck, yuck, yuck. We drove peacefully all the way to our suburban homes. Whack, whack, whack.
Nimrod
And we drove the speed limit down the 101.
Nimrod in the chat says, by fireworks, does he mean gunshots? I think so.
Yeah, definitely.
Boogie's
You know what those people are known for. Getting rowdy.
Mom, dude.
All right, so after all that, they're in a peaceful ride home.
Dude, no, they're so scared they can't speak.
We saw some things tonight. I was in the bathroom.
He's got PTSD now.
And some guys didn't talk to me.
I was in a bar and a black guy walked in. It was awful.
As we get to the beach area, you can smell the ocean. I look at Mock and I say, them niggas really come in the bathroom, make niggas say death row, and Mock just started rolling, dying laughing. Now I started laughing
what?
too, but
Now he's a tough guy when he's 45 minutes away from the
You
incident.
believe these pussies?
You believe they said it?
Oh, I was rolling up my shirt sleeves, Mock. I thought I was going to have to get into a dust-up.
No, he's like, I was rolling up my shirt sleeves because I had to wash my hands.
Don't worry, Mock. If we were to get into fisticuffs, I was ready to tango.
We were going to get into a good old-fashioned Donnybrook.
I was ready for a scrum, I assure you. Now, I may have told the manager first, but that's just proper protocol.
This is so funny.
From a safe distance, he's like, do you believe these savages? I mean, if you're going to behave like that.
was more like because in my mind, I can't believe what just happened. Now, here's the part that really tripped me out. It was so many celebrities in here. Like, everybody, anybody that you could think of was in that part. Everybody was in it because these guys were the biggest.
Really? Because so far we've heard Lisa Leslie.
He's just calling them urban. Did he just call them urban?
Oh, God. Let's hear that.
I rewound it. It's 15 seconds.
He's like, there's so many. So far, the biggest name is a lady who dunked a basketball in the WNBA once.
Did she even?
Kinda. She touched the rim.
That's true.
Yeah.
Believe what just happened. Now, here's the part that really tripped me out. It was so many celebrities in here. Like, everybody, anybody that you could think of.
Man, I said, is that Hillary from Fresh Prince? My God.
That Mr. Feeney?
Am I at the Oscars?
Is that DJ Jazzy Jeff?
Holy smokes. Hey, it's Gunther from Friends. Who could have imagined?
Is that the soup Nazi?
I was like, yo, my man, no soup for me. All right, yeah. So there's a lot of D-list celebrities here. Now let's hear where he gets racial again for some reason.
Because in my mind, I can't believe what just happened. Now, here's the part that really tripped me out. It was so many celebrities in here. Like, everybody, anybody that you could think of was in that part. Everybody was in it because these guys were the biggest urban promoters in the city at that time.
You know, they came in from the ghetto. They said goodbye to their mothers, not their fathers, certainly, but they came in.
The urban promoters.
Just rap albums.
BooG is unbelievable.
There's another guy, and this guy was a promoter as well.
Now, hey, listen, I like the Fat Boys as much as the next guy. But this new era of hip-hop, I don't know if I care for it. There's all this fuck the police nonsense.
If it wasn't for them, I would have never escaped this bar.
Be honest, he threw some pretty good parties. But here's the problem with this guy that I didn't like.
Oh, the music changed again.
Oh, boy. I think I already know what the problem is, by the way.
You look like me.
Because these guys were the biggest urban promoters in the city at that time. But that's not
funny
true.
every
That's
time.
not true. There's another guy, and this guy was a promoter as well. He was a white guy. And to be honest,
Finally.
He was a white guy, and to be honest, he threw some pretty good parties.
You don't have any clue how happy I am to see you.
Yeah, it was like, hey, Mark, we should just go somewhere else because my adrenaline spiked. I'm not going to bed tonight.
Oh, he gives the white guy a hug. He's like, thank God.
Yeah, he's like,
You won't believe what I just endured.
Yeah, how did you get an invite here? I'm so glad you asked me that. Be cautious of me, thank you.
But here's the problem with this guy that I didn't like. The first time we went to this guy's party, the name of the party was called Snatch. I thought that was a cool party. Cool party name, Snatch.
I thought there'd be a lot of pussy in there.
To the Monday night party at Joseph's. The Joseph's party was thrown by a guy.
So he was at Joseph's.
Oh, okay.
So he went from Dublin's to Joseph's to safety.
Are these just bars? Why is he saying safety? Why is he saying the party was called X?
Snatch?
Yeah, he's saying like the party was called Snatch, or the party was called Joseph's. I assume those are just the name of the bars, right?
He's so white he doesn't know.
That's my problem too, I guess.
That's why we're all on the same page. Like, yeah, I'm following. I'm so white I followed his story perfectly.
Named Brent Bolthouse. I got a whole nother story about this guy, legend. This party was thrown by a guy named TK, and it was called Snatch. TK did that party at different places. When I met up with it, when me and Mock got to the place in LA where he was doing it, it was on Robertson Boulevard in West Hollywood, right next to the ad. And I remember.
Uh-oh.
Everyone knows I don't like to travel to West Hollywood. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh. That's a turn I didn't see coming.
But if this promoter is telling me to go there, I think maybe it's safe.
The blackest thing about BooG is his hatred for gay people.
First time I went in there, everybody was in there. Puff, Busta Rhymes, Dr. Jerry Buss was in there. I mean,
that is a weird trio.
Diddy parties dating back a long time, my friend.
Diddy, Busta Rhymes, and Jerry Buss. Now, I gotta say, Jerry Buss would be like, hey, Samaki Walker, the power forward we just signed.
Yeah, let's see if that happens. Or maybe this is like Boogie's, well, I'm just going to all these parties, not being like, this is why I'm here. It's because of him.
Yeah.
A lot of y'all might not know. Jerry Buss had them. Jerry Buss had all of them. He the owner of the Lakers. Now imagine the owner of the Lakers being at the club. Dr. Buss had them all.
Well, you're with a Laker. That's not that crazy.
I can't believe I got into this. My friend from elementary school is on the Lakers.
I'm hanging out with Julian Edelman, and you're not going to believe who was there. Robert Kraft. What's he doing there?
I couldn't believe it.
I love him like about 10, 15 deep behind him. Bad. I'm talking bad. Yeah. So we up in there. And I remember just being in awe again, how many folks that I had recognized from different projects and this and that.
Now, is there a chance this would be so funny if after everything that's gone on, that he just goes into a story about how awesome Puff Daddy is.
I mean, I owe that guy everything.
he got me my first gig.
I mean, now there's an upstanding citizen.
Yeah.
We're in this party. It's like for real. Like this is Hollywood. Like Hollywood is the place where you can go to a club and leave with a career because everybody's in there. Take your local club. You might have the
I don't know.
there.
I think there might be a detail he's missing, as we've learned with Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
Or Diddy, as he's known now.
Blackmail.
Where?
Exactly. I'm the assistant manager from there. In Hollywood, it's kind of like the same thing, except for that's the casting director, that's this, that's that. These are people that can change your circumstances. So I just remember being in there watching and looking at all these folks that I recognize.
You know how this is a fun guy at a party, that's his mentality. Where he's like, boy, instead of just having like normal human interactions, I'm thinking of this as a networking opportunity.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! He's acting.
Oh my god! It's the casting director from Spin City.
I was gonna say he's acting like he absolutely belongs in West Hollywood. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Party is this? Like this party is smacking. Whose party is this? And all of a sudden, some dude, white dude, jumps up on the bar with a mic.
I wish the music drops out again, and he was like, "Then Suge Knight walked in the door."
But have you noticed he's acknowledging everyone's race? He's like, a white guy, thank God, jumps up on the bar.
White guy comes in. Woo.
Now, a different type of guy jumps up on the bar. Now I'm petrified. I'm running out of there. But this is one of my brothers.
Before he say anything, he just kind of standing there for a minute. And you got security like below him, just kind of holding him, making sure he don't fall. So I'm like, oh, this must be his shit. So as he's standing up there, he one of them dudes, he pointing at nothing, just trying to get attention. Hey, right? So I'm like, this nigga ain't talking to nobody. He just doing that shit, trying to get attention. All of a sudden, he pulled a microphone out, turned it on, and was like, what's up, niggas? I turned around and looked like,
he doesn't. He sounds like he's really forcing that word.
He's like, and I'm allowed to say that.
And I can say it.
Now, why? These are just words. He just starts going into a rant.
I'm expecting everybody to react like I reacted. Like, who the fuck he talking to? Who he calling a nigga up in here? Nobody seemed to mind. This was the first time that I had ever seen inappropriate appropriation. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
What?
I mean, he literally...
How about the last bar, when you ran away from black guys?
I can't... I'm very much looking forward to where this story goes.
Oh, Samaki, let's get out of here.
Why?
Hey, that's appropriation, pal. That's what we're supposed to do.
Samaki Walker comes back with the drinks he just got for him. He taps BooG on the shoulder and he goes, oh! We realize who it was. He just saw his hand. He just sees his hand and freaks out.
Police!
Oh. The word was nigga something. This was 2001. Jesus. And for whatever reason, he was comfortable as hell. I don't know if he thought because he had all these black folks in here, he was just, but he didn't have a problem. Nigga.
There was a bunch of ruckus in here and they kept saying the N-word and it was disgusting.
Nigga this, nigga that. And I'm literally looking and Buster, he don't care. Puff, he don't care. Nobody seemed to give a fuck.
Puff's elbow deep in a young boy at this point. He's not paying attention.
He's saying the black people don't care that someone went up and said the N-word.
He's like, and yet I'm clutching my pearls.
And then he ended by saying, say death row. And I was like, oh.
I thought, well, it is your word, fellas. I suppose if you don't care.
I'm making this episode called Say Death Row, by the way.
We'll think about it.
I don't know if it was the alcohol. I don't know because I don't know what it was, but this was new to me. So I'm standing there and I'm looking at Mock and I'm like, this shit is cracking. like we for real in Hollywood. So as we stand
We can
there,
say the N-word here.
Black people can say the N-word.
Samaki, we've made it. Finally, I can say that word.
Thank goodness.
Samaki Walker's like, you could say, it's weird that this guy's saying it. You've always been able to say it.
my job now is to go and hit the dance floor. Because I'm standing with a dude that's a Laker. He good, not to mention he like 10 feet tall.
I mentioned he's a Laker.
Don't
He's tall.
nobody know who the hell I am. So I got to make myself known. And what better way for me to do that than to hit that dance floor? I clearly ain't going to be able to get on the
My
mic.
God, those moves.
Oh, maybe his name's Boogie because he's a good dancer.
Wow. I mean, he better be the greatest dancer of all time.
Is that where this is leading to?
His name is Boogie because he gets down.
That'd be amazing.
Okay, so his attempt at getting noticed by the likes of Busta Rhymes and P. Diddy is to do a dance number.
In retrospect and hindsight, it's a good way for P. Diddy's attention, maybe.
He's just doing the Charleston.
Hey, Puff,
May I have this dance, madam?
No problem. What I can do is I can get down. So I head out to the dance floor. The circle is already open. That's when I met somebody.
I grabbed a young lady and she was showing ankle, which I didn't care for, but I said, may I have this dance? Nonetheless.
Awful revealing outfit.
We on the dance floor, we gigging. There's so many joints out. Party's over. Everybody talking about going to this spot called Barry's. Now the weird part is this.
Every party is just a name.
So this is just a list of places he went to.
Yeah, and
people he saw there.
Yeah.
We have not heard a story yet.
I mean, we heard Suge Knight scared Lisa Leslie so much she ran away.
Kind of, but not really. Like we didn't even really hear that story.
That'd be
It's
funny.
just like Suge Knight was there and Lisa Leslie ran away. We don't know why.
It's true.
People do designs on their signs. Well, the guys that own Barry's, they did a cool design and it says Barry's. If you look at it, the calligraphy says Barry's. Black people, for whatever reason, they didn't see Barry's. They saw Barry's.
They're talking in their hippity hop language. But you know, if I correct them, then suddenly I'm the bad guy. So
always heard
he's literally saying black people pronounce this wrong. It's crazy.
This is the best podcast ever.
He's a self-hating black man, but also not at the same. It's very weird.
Yeah.
Going to Old Barry's. Nigga, it's berries. Ain't no Old Barry's. That's not a letter. That's part of the design of the sign. Stupid. You know what? You're not.
Yeah, but I'm just surprised they could read, so I gave him a pat on the head.
Who taught you Octagon?
Can't read the sign appropriately. It's not for you. That's how I felt. Barry's was the spot.
Oh my God! Did you hear that?
I'm rewinding.
Oh my God!
Basically, the joke you made just actually was said.
Listen, son. Oh my God. Imagine a white person saying this. All right, so there's a code to get in here. Let's hear what it is.
Ain't no Old Barry's. That's not a letter. That's part of the design of the sign. Stupid. You know what? You're not allowed to come. You're not allowed to come. If you can't read the sign appropriately, it's not for you. That's how I felt. Barry's was the spot.
And turn your hat forwards.
Connor in the chat just says, "Get this guy on compound immediately."
I think Kumi would be like, "Whoa, easy."
Dude.
I mean, we can say anything here, but not anything. Jesus. Listen, son, tuck your chain in, pull your pants up.
But your pants are easily 6 sizes too big.
These are all, by the way, based on the places he's going, it sounds like these people are incredibly successful.
Yeah, he just happens to be a leech.
And he's, yeah, right. He glommed his way into these bars, and he's like, "How about you learn to read, son? Get a job."
Lobster pizza, big old pizza. I'm talking about one of them big ass pizzas. They put lobster on that shit. Used to smack. We get to Barry's, and again, they in here, and Barry's is playing this cool music, but Barry's is playing house music. So I knew what they was doing. They knew if they played hip hop, they get the wrong crowd. So they was. What?
That's nuts. Oh, they'd come crawling out of the woodwork.
Oh,
God forbid we put on a Jay-Z record. You know who comes crawling in then?
that is so funny. How do you rewind that?
He is, if Bill Cosby was not successful, he would just be a guy ranting like the way Boogie is right now.
Funky deep house. Now you know me. I love house music. So I was in there like, when it was just knocking. We ate.
I appreciate the technical skills of the DJ. White dork.
That was the funniest. This is the best.
This is nuts.
This is the fucking best.
Mop drops me off at my car. I still have to drive from Santa Monica all the way to Woodland Hills. You know, a way to get from Santa Monica to Woodland Hills at that point is down to 405. And it's crazy.
Wait, did we miss it?
When I got...
Oh, maybe I didn't hit it. Let's see. This should be enough.
Big old pizza. I'm talking about one of them big ass pizzas. They put lobster on that shit. Used to smack. We get to Barry's, and again, they in here. And Barry's is playing this cool music, but Barry's is playing house music. So I knew what they was doing. They knew if they played hip hop, they get the wrong crowd. So they
like, that is unbelievable comment.
Even he goes, "They in here," and we know who he means by they.
Chef Lewis just super chatted $2 and said, "Give this to Warthog." # thank you, Warthog.
I'll send him a tip. Now, of course, this place doesn't serve Heineken or Hennessy because.
Fun, okay, $5. Did Mike go to Loomis as well? Strange coincidence. Nick Ahmed, the same grade as me and Sis.
Loomis?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know Loomis. I went to East Long Meadow High School.
To be fair, this super chat was an hour ago.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, sir.
And Hack Ride, $5.
Okay. All right.
Blind Mike, make sure you answer the 3 questions in Krager's I Need Your Show review this week. Get to work, fellas. Gearbox at 9 p.m. With Dylan from, and then it cuts off because I think he ran out of room typing.
Who's Dylan?
I don't know. It says Dylan from, and then it stops.
I can't wait to hear why someone I've never heard of hates my show. That'll be fun.
Dylan. Who is he from, Hackride?
Dylan Mulvaney, folks.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Funky deep house. Now you know me. I love house music. So I was in there like...
I also enjoy jazz and country.
Some people might call him something with the first word house, too.
Well, that's not appropriate.
I'm going off Boogie's energy.
He might throw that slur out, but
that's what I meant.
It was just knocking. We heading back to the Sea Colony. Mop drops me off at my car. I still have to drive from Santa Monica all the way to Woodland Hills. You know, a way to get from Santa Monica to Woodland Hills at that point is down to 405. And it's crazy because when I got to LA, that was the first.
There's still 13 minutes left.
Oh, God. I don't think we're making it through. In fact, if this, there's nothing I hate more than people from California talking about the roads. Isn't it interesting? We call it the 405. No, not particularly.
But the only problem with not making it through the rest of this is we're still at the same people watching. No one's dropped.
All right. Well, okay, fine. We'll get through it.
First time that I had ever heard freeways, expressways referred to as the. Any place else?
Oh, well, he actually did what I just said.
Yes.
That's not an interesting thing.
It sure is.
Who gives a fuck?
Oh, us right now. I was like, how's he going to make this racist? The Ohio State. There's probably something there.
101, 10, not in LA. It's the 405, the 101, the 10. And that used to fuck me up. And then I realized, because this shit is so heavily lit with traffic sometimes, that it's got to have a for real title. It's the 405. So I get all.
Are you telling me if someone, Hack Ride's from California?
Yes.
Are you telling me if someone from out of town said, I'm on 405, you would be like, what?
Yes.
I have no concept of what you're talking about.
Is that right?
To Woodland Hills. And I remember I just exited the freeway. And as I get off on the freeway, I stop at a light. And there's a red Range Rover sitting next to me. And I look over.
It had tinted windows, and I was like, oh.
I know who drives those. So red light be damned.
And the person looks over at me. They got the window down. They look over at me, and it's fucking Suge Knight. High eyebrows immediately.
Just following you? Come on. It's Suge Knight, or it certainly looked like him.
Oh, this is the best podcast ever recorded.
I don't know. It's hard for me to tell, but it was Suge Knight or one of those people.
It would be funny. You ever seen the video of Suge Knight running the guy over in the parking lot?
Yeah.
You just see Boogie running away in the background. I knew it.
I don't know. It was Suge Knight or Diddy or my neighbor or one of those guys.
Could have been my uncle. I don't know.
At a light. And there's a red Range Rover sitting next to me. And I look over, and the person looks over at me. They got the window down. They look over at me, and it's fucking Suge Knight. High eyebrows immediately. And he does this to me. That means let your window down. Now I'm in a quandary. I'll walk. It's still a red light. And this guy.
Wait. Is he driving now?
I don't know. Maybe he's like next to a glass building and he looked over and he just saw himself and he scared himself.
It's Suge Knight. I thought the whole thing was he didn't drive.
No,
remember
he's an only child, so he's used to only driving.
No, well that's the thing though. He's an only child, so usually he's the one driving, but that's what made this such an interesting predicament.
I think he
was not used to this.
I think this is a third day now.
No, it can't possibly be.
I think it is.
Oh God. All right, so let's just pretend he's driving because it makes the most sense, I guess.
No, this is a super chat from Frunkus O'Reilly, $2. It is a super chat.
All right.
Boogie is dead on with the club hip hop policy, though.
But the interesting thing is, I imagine Frunkus O'Reilly and Boogie do not look the same. That's, I guess, what makes this so interesting.
They just have similar names in the same vein. I'm Boogie. I'm Funkus.
Frunkus. It's a Jim Norton term.
Frunkus.
Window down. Now, this is the same guy that like 2 weeks ago, I saw literally sick a group of dudes.
2 weeks?
I'm sick a group of animals on some guy.
There's a pack of wild dogs. Wait, 2 weeks have passed? He's a terrible storyteller.
I beg to differ. I think this is perfect.
He didn't mention any of that. I thought it was the same night. 2 weeks have gone by.
Yeah.
The other dudes walk around the club and make everybody proclaim his record label. So when I'm sitting at the light and he's telling me to roll my window down, I got two options: floor it or roll the window down. I'll roll the window down. He say, "Well, you just at the thing in West Hollywood." I say, "Yeah."
I mean, come on. Come on. 2 weeks later, Suge Knight remembers he committed a public assault and then memorized the face of every human being in there.
But we also, Suge Knight wasn't at the West Hollywood party. He was at the party at Joseph's, which wasn't.
Oh,
West Hollywood was the bus party.
Well, so he lets Lisa Leslie get away. Having that witness is fine. He's rolling up on BooG. Well, he probably knows this guy's a snitch, so.
Make everybody proclaim his record label. So when I'm sitting at the light and he's telling me to roll my window down, I got two options: floor it or roll the window down.
You know how great this story would have been if he floored it?
So I got the heck out of there.
I'm surprised he didn't.
I was out of there toot sweet.
He say, "Well, you just at the thing in West Hollywood." I say, yeah. Huh?
That's him trying.
Yes, sir.
That's him trying to sound urban. I went, yeah.
So I threw my wallet into Mr. Knight's vehicle and I said, "Have a nice day."
It said death row, and I took off.
I wasn't going to risk anything. I know how these people operate.
Where you finna go? You got some bitches? Huh? Nah, I ain't got no bitches. I'm finna go to the crib. He was like, "Nah, follow me. I got some
Have you
bitches."
noticed all of a sudden his dialect change when he's Suge Knight?
I also highly enjoy that Suge Knight recognized BooG.
Well, that's the interesting thing. He doesn't have a story about meeting Suge Knight until this.
Right. So you just saw him in the back.
Suge Knight saw him from across the club, tracked him down in traffic.
I mean,
and said, "Hey, roll your window down."
It's possible that P. Diddy recognized him and was like, "That guy might be a keeper."
Well, there's one thing I know about Suge Knight. He likes to leave a lot of loose ends. So let's hear how BooG is able to tell this story.
Huh? Just follow you now? He's like, "Yeah, nigga, follow me right now." I said, yeah, I'll follow you right now. I'm gonna follow you. The light turned green. I get behind. I'm sweating, y'all. I don't want to go hang out with this dude, man.
He let you go behind him?
I'm following for like 10 minutes. He going up in the, it look like he going up in the hill somewhere, like off of, we been crossed Ventura, and now we going up in like towards like Havenhurst or something. I don't know where we going.
Describe every road you drove on.
Then I went down this wooded road. I don't recall the name.
Slow down. What about the houses you passed? Let's get a little more descriptive, BooG, please. Here's what's annoying about this fuck. He's got me captivated now. I'm sure it's a lie, but I'm interested to see what he makes up about Suge Knight.
Yeah.
And he is taking an excruciating amount of time to get there.
No, we went to this neighborhood, and it was not a gated community.
Frankly, I can't believe they let Suge Knight in, if you know what I'm saying.
And as we pull up to the house, I guess it's a bunch of his boys that was already waiting on him. So when I pull up, he says something to them, and as they standing at his window, they all look back at my car. The one dude come from his drive.
They go, "Yo, you that dude from iCarly?"
I will be in 5 years, yes.
Side talking to Suge to my window. He like, "Hey, nigga, Suge told us he told you to come through." And I was like, "Yeah, I was at the spot." Huh? So, "Hey, park over there, nigga." Okay, why you so violent?
Wait. What is it with your community?
Why are you so violent?
Listen, I know you folks didn't have fathers, but what? So Suge not only recognized him from the club, alerted his boys, his posse, that he was going to track down BooG, and they're all expecting him back at the house now.
Right.
So he was a key witness, apparently.
So Suge was stalking him actually.
Right. And after no suspicious activity, Suge decided to bring him to his home.
Suge was disgusted that I went to a bookstore for 3 hours.
All right, let's hear this.
Who come from his driver's side talking to Suge to my window. He like, hey, nigga, Suge told us he told you to come through. And I was like, yeah, I was at the spot. Huh? So, hey, park over there, nigga. Okay, why you so violent? That's how I felt. Like, I was like, why they so, you park over there, nigga. I was like, oh, okay. So I park. Suge get out the car. He like, what's up? I'm like, hey, nothing. Just I'm about to go
He
home.
really code switches depending upon who he's talking to.
Yeah. So does this mean like Suge Knight murdered someone and they think Boogie saw it?
I think that's what he's getting to.
Good.
What's up with you, man? He like, hey, come on in. We got some bitches in here. You smoke? Nah, I don't smoke. What you drinking? Nah, I don't drink. Nigga, you don't drink or smoke? Nah, I don't drink or smoke. He's like, that's cool. That nigga cool.
How about I just inject you with the AIDS that I gave Eazy-E?
That's what I thought. When Suge Knight asked, hey, do you drink or smoke? And you say, no, he goes, oh, he's cool. That's
all right, nothing suspicious about this guy.
No, this guy's cool as hell.
Good. Don't do drugs. That's what I always say. Suge Knight.
What's up with you, man? You're like, hey, come on in. We got some bitches in here. You smoke? Nah, I don't smoke.
Hackride says he's half gangster rapper, half black guy from Revenge of the Nerds.
Well, he's versatile. He could play both roles.
That's true.
Nah, I don't drink. Nigga, you don't drink or smoke? Nah, I don't drink or smoke. He's like, that's cool. That nigga cool. So we go in there. Oh, that's
actually really cool of you. I wish I was that cool, said Suge Knight.
Wow, you really have self-control. That's pretty cool.
What happened to my good friend Biggie Smalls really showed me what restraint can do for the human body.
I don't know where we was at. So this girl come up to me. She's like, hey. And I'm like, hey, how you doing? Now, I'm nervous because I don't know who girl is who. And, folks, niggas in here drinking and smoking. You can't really explain too much.
As they tend to do.
And they all got guns on them.
I said, are those weapons registered?
They still have serial numbers on them?
So as she talking to me, I'm being standoffish, right? Because I need somebody to point out to me who's appropriate to talk to and who's off limits. So she asked way too many questions.
It's like the mob. I get that.
Who is my kind allowed to talk to here? How do you see me, Suge?
And giggling and stuff, and I'm trying not to be funny.
Oh, the music switched.
I guess it wasn't working because she was just laughing, and it made all the other girls like, "What's she laughing?"
Did he steal Suge Knight's woman?
All the women at Suge Knight's house are now gathered around Boogie.
Well, do you hear him though? He's trying not to be funny, but this guy just can't turn it off.
I can't stop.
I don't think he's told one joke in this podcast. But
Suge Knight was like, "Man, you should really perform at Dublin's."
That might be how this could be a Seinfeld ending where it all ties together.
Oh God!
So then Dane Cook and Jay Davis come out.
Appropriate to talk to and who's off limits. So she asking way too many questions and giggling and stuff, and I'm trying not to be funny, but I guess it wasn't working because she was just laughing, and it made
like a young Jim Carrey. Alrighty then. Like this guy can't turn it off.
He's like, I don't know what I was doing. He starts talking with his ass.
Mr. Knight, thank you for inviting me.
Hey, Suge, can I ask you a few questions?
So they all now come over. Now you got about 5 niggas over here that ain't got no girls.
Am I right? It feels wrong when he says it.
It sounds so wrong.
Like it feels like he shouldn't be saying that. Like I want to tell him, hey, you can not here, pal. You can't say that.
He sounds like he thinks he's supposed to say it and he doesn't like to say it.
You got Suge over here with about 3 girls, and then you got me with like 6 girls around and just laughing and giggling. That's cool. Until Suge go, hey, nigga got y'all looking crazy, y'all bitchless niggas. He done took all the bitches from y'all. So I gotta jump in real quick.
or some jive like that.
Oh my God, dude.
I'm very confused how he got into this house.
You saw him at a red light.
So he's driving. He pulls up to a red light. And of course, Suge Knight pulls up next to him and just says, "Come to my party."
Hey, you were
because you witnessed a crime I committed 2 weeks ago.
Hey, you were at that thing that I'm claiming was West Hollywood, but I'm getting my stories mixed up.
Well, the larger point is you were at the crime.
Yeah.
You witnessed the crime I committed, yes?
Yes.
Come on. I'll give you a few ladies.
It ain't even like that. I was going head over there talk to him. Like, I'm trying to get girls to go. Like, go.
I'm such a pussy bag that I was trying to shoo him over to Suge Knight.
Ladies, please. I only have one cock.
Remember what I saw at the club. So if you did that at the club in front of all these people, imagine what you'll do to me, and I'm here by myself. But I didn't have it in me to tell Suge Knight I didn't want to fucking come party with him. So Suge come and sit next to me. He got a girl sitting on this lap. He got a girl under his arm. The other girl went
under his arm. Just carrying him.
Just giving her a noogie.
Where you from? He said it like that, and I'm thinking to myself like he thinking I'm gangbanging or something. I'm like, no, I'm from Ohio.
Why? Listen. Suge Knight has had his problems, as we know. But in this story, he's been nothing but a gentleman to this man. He invited him into his home.
You look hungry.
He's getting him laid, for God's sake. And he's like, oh, I know what you're up to, Buster.
I just got to the city, like I just got here, like I'm stuttering this shit. I don't stutter, I'm stuttering this shit. I just got to the city, like what's today? Oh yeah, I just got here like 2 weeks ago from Ohio. He's like, what part of Ohio? I was like, me? I'm from Youngstown.
Not the same part Samaki Walker's from. What part of Ohio? Like Suge Knight would possibly care.
I hope this is either Suge Knight is questioning him about the murder or whatever, or the end of this is like, man, Mock put him up to this. What a rascal. He knows my fears.
Doing out here? I was like, nah, I came out here, hopes and dreams, entertainment. He was like, oh, you do music? You do music? No, I don't do no music. I don't even like music. I like Death Row. I like Death Row though, but I don't do music like that. Right? So he like, man, you funny as hell. I'm like, yeah, they be saying that.
Based on what?
Suge Knight said you funny as hell, and I go, yeah, they be saying that.
So Suge Knight said, do you perform music? And he said, no, I don't like music. And Suge Knight replied, you're funny as hell. Let's get you a comedy album.
Music? You do music? No, I don't do no music. I don't even like music. I like Death Row. I like Death Row though, but I don't do music like that. Right? So he like, man, you funny as hell. I'm like, yeah, they be saying that. And the girl talk about right. He funny as hell, right? And one nigga over there talking about that nigga ain't funny like that. I'm like, I ain't funny like that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm funny a little bit, but I ain't like funny, right? So Suge started laughing. He like,
how the fuck am I funny?
He's like, no, you are the funniest guy I have ever seen in my life.
Funny how? Am I a clown? Do I amuse you?
He cuts to Boogie in clown makeup, doing like juggling tricks.
Suge Knight's like, I don't know, a little bit. You started to get fucking fresh.
I said, man, look, I was just trying to get to the crib, man. He was like, well, why you come through? I said, man, I was at the spot, and y'all, when your boys was stomping a mud hole in that dude. He was like, what spot? I was like 2 weeks ago at the gate when your boys was whooping on the dude. And he was like, who was we fighting 2 weeks ago? All that.
Wait, he said
he brought it up on his own.
Yeah, Suge Knight is the one that recognized you from that incident.
Yeah, no, and now he's like, oh, I'm realizing that Suge Knight was just out of the kindness of his heart inviting a total stranger to his house.
Suge Knight pulled up to you alone in traffic and just randomly said, "Why don't you come to my home? I don't think you've witnessed a crime."
Be whooping on motherfuckers regularly, because the shit I saw was straight out of a movie. If he don't remember that, that means this happens all the time. So I'm just kind of sitting there.
Shit.
And he like, man, you hilarious, bro. He was like, hey, give me your number, man. If you ever need anybody to like look over anything that you doing, hit me up. Let me know, man. He was like, you a funny cat. He was like, and don't worry, man. Ain't nothing finna happen to you, bro. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you. I was like,
boy, that's ominous.
Like now, or like period. Like now in this moment, or you mean like the whole time that I'm in LA? He laughing. He think this is hilarious. I'm dead ass. Cause I didn't heard the stories. So I'm like, okay, is this how he start to, get me to pay a tax or something?
I've heard the stories as far back as Emancipation. I know how these characters operate.
I ain't nobody. I just got here, dog. He's steady laughing, right? So his boy come over. He like, hey, nigga, why you so bitch made like that, nigga? Ain't nobody finna do nothing to your ass, nigga. I said, nah, I just be telling jokes, dog. I just be telling jokes. He's like, oh, so you
haven't told a single joke in this story.
You don't find this funny?
Why is he acting like he was doing stand-up at Suge Knight's house?
I don't know.
Nigga, scatter what, nigga? I ain't scatter nothing, nigga. So now the whole room laughing, and that's my talent. See, I grew up in a weird spot where I was like the only black kid for a long time. So it's two things that I could do. Either I could make your ass laugh. If that didn't work, I could run real fast. That's just the two things that I knew I had up my sleeve. One, you wasn't gonna catch my ass, especially when a motherfucker running scared. Oh, you ain't catching that dude. Or two, I can make you laugh. If I can make you laugh, we good. So now I got the whole room laughing. It's this girl.
He's acting like a white guy in like a as you would call urban setting. It's like you have to be either fast or really funny.
Well, he's got a You had two choices growing up where I did. He's also acting like Rupert Pupkin, where he's like he's creating this idea that everyone was laughing. I mean, personally, he was never at Suge Knight's house, so there's that. But
I mean, let's just get there.
But also, like, he went to Suge Knight's house, was invited out off the street, and comes in and kills with these ladies. And Suge, by the way, who said, I want to produce anything you do.
The way
I've never seen you do anything, but I want to produce it.
The way you stopped at that light was magical.
Suge Knight, at least in our Why You Laughing episodes and things like that, I haven't encountered Suge Knight producing a comedy record of any note.
Me either.
He's going to get into the comedy business with BooG.
With BooG.
That's going to be his first foray.
Just he heard this.
Hey, it's BooG.
He was like, I need it.
I would love to bark at, but she ain't really, the way she acting, I feel like, okay, that's probably
the way she acting. Is that what he said?
Well, he's at Suge Knight's house. Let's not
right.
That's probably one of his shorts. So he like, which one you like? Which one you feeling? Like, I feel like everybody cool, man. Everybody got that. He like, nigga, which one of these girls you like, man? I'm like, she bad. Like, she bad. Like, she bad right there. I pointed at the little light-skinned one with the green eyes.
Of course you did. I picked the white woman.
Well, to be fair, that's a stereotype in both directions, I suppose.
Yeah, if she was 400 pounds, that would be the stereotype.
Jesus.
What?
Jesus Christ.
We're talking stereotypes.
Kim now. If she comes sit on my lap, she'd like, you wasn't gonna talk to me. Suge had to tell you it was okay for you to talk to me. Now she asking me these questions in front of this man. He had to tell you that it was okay for you to talk to me in order for you to talk to me? Yeah. What you mean? Yeah. I said, I'm not from here. I'm by myself.
As you can tell.
Nowhere trying to take nothing from nobody. Suge say, that nigga's a smart man. His boy like, that nigga's smart as hell, ain't he? I say, look, again.
This is the one guy Suge Knight has not terrified.
I wish P. Diddy wasn't a creepy weirdo, because I'd be like, does this sound like the way he talks?
I just like the idea that Suge Knight is a notoriously scary individual. And yet this is the one time he's like, now this guy is really funny.
So Suge Knight's still alive.
Very much.
He's in jail. We need somehow to get somebody to ask him if he knows Boogie.
I'm telling this story. I'm like, so Suge invites me over to his house. And I'm like, Suge.
At a red light. Was he like he saw him at like a store or something?
That's crazy. What I am annoyed with Boogie is he didn't even try to make that aspect believable. He put no effort in.
No.
Nobody get whooped and stomped out and have somebody standing back puffing on a cigar watching that shit like The Godfather. He's laughing his ass off because he's listening to me.
He's like Leo and Django, according to Boogie.
About what he was doing and what it looked like from my POV. I even had to go back to the part where I was in the bathroom, dick in hand, going to the bathroom, and literally these dudes made me clip that stream when they came in with the nigga sight death, bro. So when I told them that part,
they did nothing wrong, Karen.
He's just promoting himself. It'd be like if you said, hey, blindmike.net, and he was like, oh.
That could mean anything. What's behind those glasses? Well, how much time do we have left in this?
3.5 minutes.
Oh, all right. We're coming down the home stretch.
Yeah, we're almost there.
All right, we got this, guys.
He's in tears laughing. Now, my butthole's relaxed just a little. I'm still nervous as hell up in here. Finally, I get this shorty's number. Make sure it's cool with Suge. Get her number. And
get her number? It seems like Suge was pimping them out. Like you could have just fucked them there.
I think he was like, he doesn't know him at all, but he was just trying to get prostitution money out of him.
I don't think this was an exchange of numbers for a first date.
No.
It seems like something a little more. Boogie, this is the one time you should be speculating.
About 45 minutes to an hour, I go, all right, fam, I'm going to head out. You're like, where you going? I'm like, man, I got some, I'm trying. So I still need to find representation. I still need to try to get some auditions and stuff. I just got here. He was like, that's what's up. You really on your shit, huh? I was like, yeah. He's like, you don't drink, don't smoke. I was like, nah. He's like, that's good. That's good.
You're the coolest guy I've ever met.
So I can't help you financially at all.
So Suge Knight said, there goes Boogie, a really talented guy that I will not demand affiliation with.
A straight-laced guy from a gated community. Boogie.
You know, Suge Knight, the guy that hung someone off of his fucking balcony by his ankles. He was just very calmly said, well, go out. You're on your own journey, friend.
You need anything, let me know. Now, in my mind, I'm like, that could be kind of cool. But not really. Sometimes you want some shit so bad that you like, man, I'll go into business with Suge Knight. I thought about that all the way until I got to my car. And then as soon as I turned on the car, I was like, hell no, I can't go to business with that. Like, for all I know, the dude that they was stomping out maybe decided he didn't want to do business with Suge no more. Who knows? Maybe that's how you get out of it. Maybe they got to jump you out.
Jump you out. This all started because he said, if there's too many black people, I'm scared.
Well, he was in the VIP section for what, 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I forgot? Remember, I know why Suge remembers Boogie.
Oh, I don't.
Because of his fantastic dance skills.
Right.
Remember?
Right. So that's going to get back to why he's named Boogie.
Suge Knight was like, you're the beautiful dancer I saw.
You're elegant, graceful.
I've been chasing you for 2 weeks. I thought, who's the gazelle that walked into the VIP section?
My finger was shaking when I put my window down to talk to you.
Yeah, Suge must have remembered his beautiful dance moves.
He was as starstruck as he was.
Whatever the case, as I drove to my spot at the summit at Warner Center, surrounded by all kinds of waterfalls, it dawned on me, I'm in Los Angeles, and I literally just finished sitting with the guy that was rocking with Tupac and Snoop. And no matter how
What happened to Tupac?
I felt,
Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore how Tupac died. I was on that guy's couch.
scared I was, he was a cool cat to me. He was cool enough to me to invite me to an after party. No one tried to harm me. No one tried to hurt me.
It's 2 in the afternoon.
Purposes, they were super hospitable. The dude
This
had
is now white guilt. Like, would you believe it? He was an upstanding character.
Would you believe it? He was nice and didn't punch me in the face.
he was cool.
By the way, for anyone joining late, I'm aware BooG is not white. Go back and listen to the beginning.
That'd be so funny if they... You'll get it.
What's the moral of the story? Sometimes it's easier to cast aspersions on somebody based upon a situation that you see them in that you may not be privy to.
Holy shit! The lesson actually is don't be racist. I did not see that. Oh my god!
Towards himself.
The lesson is actually don't judge a book by its cover.
No, am I terrified every time I get out of the shower and see myself in the mirror? Sure.
I certainly lock the doors when I'm driving through Compton, but that's the difference between being safe and being ignorant.
I walk by people and they grab their wallet and I go, no, I get it.
But point being, wow, this was an anti-prejudice PSA. Boogie, we all knew that. We all knew not to judge these people.
You're judging yourself, dude.
Oh my god.
The dude had a great laugh. He was cool people.
He was sexy.
What's the moral of the story? Sometimes it's easier to cast aspersions on somebody based upon a situation that you see them in that you may not be privy to than to take a moment to get to know that person. Because the fact of the matter is, I don't know what that dude did to get beat up like that. He could have been
What?
He could have said something.
That's your takeaway?
We know what he did. He didn't say death row. He said, I work at Capitol Records.
This is fucking Ed Norton meeting Guy Torry in American History X, but like for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
This is like if Ed Norton said like, "Oh, so you guys are good at laundry." That's the lesson I'm supposed to be taking away.
I don't know what the purpose of them bum rushing the door was for the first time, in the first place, and then mandating that people say death row. I didn't know. I knew I was gonna say it. Long story short, Suge was cool to me. That wasn't the first time or the last time that I had seen him. That was actually,
what?
Yeah, I said that.
I need part 2.
Well, let him finish it up.
Saw him a few times after that, and every time that I saw him, he asked me, how's everything going? I remember when I got my first television gig, Dane show on MTV. I bumped into him as we were filming that show a few months after the show had started, and I bumped into him at a gas station, and he rolled up to me. I didn't see him. I was in the gas station, and he rolled up.
Why is Suge Knight always following him in traffic?
He was next on his hit list.
So then I pull into Dunkin' Donuts drive-through, and sure enough, who's behind me? But Suge Knight.
No, he was behind Suge Knight, and Suge Knight paid for him. People do it in the line.
He said, "Dance until your feet hurt, Boogie. Never stop dancing."
The back of my arm, and I turned around and he was like, hey, I saw you on that show doing your thing. Man, you did that shit fast. How's everything going? I was like, what's up? Gave me a hug. He was like, man, I'm proud of you, bro. He was like, I'm really proud of you. He's like, I've never seen anybody really take it as serious as you did and then find yourself in that situation.
What? Does he not know who this guy's worked with?
Suge Knight has never seen anyone as successful as a guy who got an MTV pilot. Called The Dance Show, or whatever he said. Suge Knight is like an elite music producer.
That's what I'm saying. He's worked with the best.
Hey, it's BooG.
Oh, wow. Heartstruck.
I like the Suge Knight. Like, all we know about Suge Knight, there's two sides of Suge Knight. There's the public persona that we know of, and then there's the part that's like, if I pretend that I didn't know he was pulling into this gas station and just casually, oh, Boogie, you're here. Well, I guess now I have an opportunity to tell you what an inspiration you are to me, Suge Knight.
He was like, when a little homie pointed you out on the TV, it felt like you was part of our crew. That was a cool moment for me, because I could have got beat up, stomped out, but I didn't. And just in case anybody was wondering, them niggas would have said, say death row. How the fuck I said death row? It's another story time. Y'all be easy. Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good gets better and your better gets best. Till next time, I'll holler at you.
Wow. And sure enough, there was no next time. We're just left to live with that.
I need to see the reviews on this. If
there's no follow-up, nothing.
There's got to be reviews, right?
I don't know. Who would review it?
I don't know.
Who would know it existed?
9 ratings.
Okay. Any what do we got?
Keep this guy away from children, one of Dan Schneider's boys.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Can we see when that was posted?
Last week.
Okay, that might be one of ours.
Sad for him. 1 star. Washed up kid actor that now has to rely on perverts like Dan Schneider for publicity.
Oh, maybe it's not one of us. Maybe it's just people that found that interview.
Brainwashed. He's just one of the boys. Softball interview, 1 and done.
Oh, so these are all from last week.
There's one from 3 years ago.
What's that say?
Best story ever. Boogie, by far one of the most incredible stories I've ever heard. You are an amazing storyteller. I can listen to you all day.
Can't imagine who that was left by.
Can't wait for the next one. From Wheels' big brother, LHS. He wrote that himself.
Oh, he certainly did. Wow, that was a tremendous story. And very believable.
That was amazing.
Boy, there were a lot of elements to that. The racism, the lies.
It was a fantastic story.
It really, I wish there was an episode 2. Boogie, please come back.
Everyone get him to go season 2.
Yeah, go leave a 5-star review on Boogie's podcast right now.
I need it.
Yeah.